we are going to give them solar. We are going to give them 20,000 megawatt of solar energy. Then we are going to give them 500,000 megawatt of power, megawatt of electricity supplied by gas. Just promise them, last 2 pages. But you see these 998 pages. Is about Peter Obi. I'm not joking. Every one of them, every single one of them. Whether in social media, they employ him to be doing propaganda new. Whether they employ him as a direct minister, near BPA to minister. Here you get. On social media, everywhere, on TV, everywhere. Now, don't pretend that you don't know that. So that makes me feel like the only person, even though, you will see that most of the time, right? The way they come for him is to diminish him. Do you understand? Like, they diminish him so much, like he's like nothing. He's a failure. You know what I mean? Like, with the passion they always go about it, right? Despite the fact that, the internet is there for them to see his success and his failures, all right? Without sentiment. They have them there. But the level, it has gotten to a stage whereby I think it is a serious obsession. Like, no, not just obsession anymore. It is like a project. If you have not noticed it, that means you have not been paying attention. Is the one everybody says he can never be president. I don't see him becoming your president. And it is not because, he can't be a good one. I can't tell anyway, but I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that he can't be a good president. The thing is, when you look at Nigeria, when you look at the process that can make somebody a president, I'm talking about a democratic process. You don't have that in that place. What you have is the gang up of rogues, criminals, whose interests supersede the interest of everyone. So if tomorrow, if the people we call the owners of Nigeria, if they decided that now Obi they won't make president, Baba, now we call the one that say, how come it can't happen now? As mad as Bukwari was, right? It was when the supposed rogues gang of Nigeria decided that it was time to bring somebody like him on. They did, by hook and crook, to the point that they intimidated a sitting president to run away from them, from power. No matter the way you see, that's the way I see it, okay? Because he said if he had resisted them, thousands of you would have been killed. Many lives would have been lost. And they didn't care. APC, Ebekebe didn't care. But Egbere Jolantan cared. So that's why I just left the power for them. That's what is called by hook and crook. Here you get. So by normal election and what have, which you won't have. Maybe if you have a normal election, it probably stands a chance, like what we saw the last time. But you understand, right? You understand why they were. So I kind of feel strong that the whole coalition talk, the whole pressure in this their APs, in this their Labour Party, is to further facilitate the push that everybody will just go to that coalition. Once they get to that coalition, right, they will say, you know what, we just have to do primaries. Then later they will say, oh, the delegate from Northern Nigeria says they cannot allow any Southern anymore, blah, 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 blah. So because of that, let's go to primaries. And as usual, money go exchange hand, right? Then Obi won't give them money. Then it will be defeated. That will be the most celebrated defeat. You will see that the people that will celebrate it will be the Tifnobus people. Because when it comes to Atifku, customer Dani. You see the group they dread so much. The ones they are always every day dread of. Like dreadful of the obedient. Because they believe that they are the only people that, if for any reason, Obi decides to weaponize them. Do you understand what that means? Like Obi decides to just weaponize the obedient movement, Baba. Olopao, Agbero, Mopo, Oloro, everybody are sorry. And I still strongly believe that Obi is his greatest nightmare.
ìgbà kan máa dé àsìkò kọ́ṣì ń bọ̀ wá ìgbà kan máa dé àsìkò kọ́ṣì ń bọ̀ wá tólórò máa sáré ọlọ́pàá máa sáré ayé máa sáré ẹyẹ tí ò dúró rere máa sáré àlórà máa sáré hs tí kò mọ kankan máa sáré everybody máa sáré gbogbo wa pátá máa sáré ìgbà yẹn ti dé àsìkò yẹn náà làwà ìgbà yẹn ti dé àsìkò yẹn náà làwà everybody máa sáré ọlọ́pàá máa sáré àwọn tó ń ṣòro gan máa sáré olúmọlẹ̀ máa sáré àpènà máa sáré olúwo ìlú gan máa sáré everybody pátápátá máa sáré gbogbo.
Almost there. Still talking about what seemed to be beyond politics. You know, politics is dirty, they say. And sometimes you actually have to be an unscrupulous person to make it in politics. Just a few days ago, Kolu was given what was like a royal welcome in Anambra State because Soludo just completed an ultra-modern government house for Anambra. Then he took a dig, a jab at Obi by saying the last time a president visited Anambra State was in 2012 when that president came to open a brewery and other private what have you. Now, since then, even though I wasn't on yesterday, right, I had to pretty much like follow few of the reactions, and the reactions are coming from the supposed Anambrans or Anambrarians. Is that what you would be called? Anambrans or Anambrarians. Sounds, you know, that sounds like posh. Anyway, so they said that, yeah, politics is dirty. And the players are even pretty much like a dirtier because they make the politics dirty. Whatever it is that the Soludo have against Obi, somehow, Soludo is erasing the 8 years of Obaino in Anambra. I'm kind of like speaking now like the Anambrarians have been like speaking, okay? They are like, Obaino was their governor for 8 years. Bokuwari was in Anambra to commission, what's that thing called again? Zeke Miscellaneum or something. What's that called? Miscellaneum or Miscellaneum, anyway. In Anambra. So why would you just, because you want to, and again, why would you just call brewery like that? Like it was just some, like you are going to compare a government house, your mansion, your porch, pool, and the rest of that, right? You're going to compare that to a business that is the highest taxpayer in your own state, even as a governor. That's dumb. That's how people say it too. Here is what one Anambrarian decided to say to Soludo before his lies actually becomes the truth. And guess what? The Ronukus have been celebrating him like mad. I'm like, let him say he wants to be president. Then they will remember that he's an IPOB, remember?
Debunk this lie. It will fly, to gain traction. So the governor of Anambra State was caught on camera lying against Peter Obi. If the governor of Anambra State knew that he had no project to commission, why invite Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, to Anambra? You invite the president and you got desperate because you had nothing to commission. So in order to impress the president, you had to lie against Peter Obi. What did Soludo say? I want you to watch this video and see what the lie that the governor of Anambra State told on camera.
Your visit to Anambra State today, Mr. President, is historic and consequential. The last state visit by a president was in 2012, ostensibly to commission a brewery and another private enterprise. This visit...
Have you seen it? Soludo lied that the last time a president visited Anambra State, he came to commission Sabmila, and he said one private enterprise. First of all, Let's debunk the lie. It is a lie from the pit. The last time Goodluck visited Anambra State, he commissioned, let me list them. Number one, Orient Petroleum. The reason Anambra State is an oil producing state today is because of Orient Petroleum. It was that day that Goodluck commissioned it, that he mentioned it, that Anambra have become an oil producing state, which Chukwuma Soludo is enjoying the revenue from it today. He also commissioned Sabmila, Orange Drugs, Criso Company, Onitsha Inland Port, Opiweka 8 lane. That 8 lane you are seeing at Opiweka, it was that day it was commissioned. Kenneth DK Library. The list is endless. Peter Obi did not just touch Anambra, he changed Anambra. Juhel Pharmaceutical was under Peter Obi. Anambra Teaching Hospital under Peter Obi. Jerome Udoji, the 3 biggest secretariats in the whole of Nigeria. Jerome Udoji under Peter Obi, commissioned. Anambra Emergency Management, commissioned. Even Innocent, the one that Chukwuma Soludo recently went and damaged things for, it was under Peter Obi, commissioned by Goodluck Jonathan. Innocent, under Peter Obi. So why would a professor, a governor, be lying, caught on camera lying? If Chukwuma Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, is too lazy to do his research, why not commission your aides to research for you? But rather, even the way he said Sabmila, let us get it. What did Bola Ahmed Tinubu come to commission in Anambra State? He came to commission a luxury home for the governor of Anambra State, a luxury home, a liability for the people of Anambra State. And he had the God to be comparing it with Sabmila. Sabmila has about 300 staffs. 300 staff. And indirect, about 2,000 indirect staff. If you add the distributor, retailers, transporters, and allied services, 2,000. And Soludo he has the mouth. Since Soludo came to Anambra State, which one company has Soludo private has he attracted to Anambra State? Which one? If you ask him, he will say he employed teachers. Are you not supposed to be employing teachers day one? Every governor is supposed to be employing teachers because some teachers are retiring and you employ more. It is not part of your performance. Okay, look at NECO just released the ranking performance for this year. Will you believe that Anambra is not in the first 12? Anambra, that Peter Obi moved to number 1, is not in the first 12. Look at it. Guess who is the number 1? I did a video last time and I ranked Abia State Governor as number 1. In the NECO ranking, Abia State is number 1. Abia State is the number 1. The governor of Anambra State left what he is supposed to do and wasting the resources of Anambra on a luxury home. Our people say that Onyama no ye chiozo. That is the case of Chukwuma Soludo. How can you, without shamelessness, you invite a president to commission to housewarming of a luxury home you have built for yourself? What a shame. Look at the list of companies that Peter Obi attracted to Anambra State. Today, you have not attracted one. And this is the reason why you didn't understand how to solve the problem with Innocent. Because if you know how hard it is to attract a private investor in your state, you will know how to manage any whatever. You will know how to manage anything that comes out. You won't be caught pulling down their properties. You will do it in an orderly way without this rascality that everybody saw them. The governor of Anambra State must wake up. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's supposed to be a professor. A professor. You pull the president with all the long queues of, did you see the convoy? To waste Anambra resources just to commission your luxury home. Hey, this is the shock of my life. This is the shock of my life. Well, it is shameful. Southeast is indeed.
Bless you. And just for the record, right, on the issue of Anambra State becoming an oil producing state and also collecting the jara that comes from this same oil proceed, something that Soludo once acknowledged, by the way. Here was Obi pushing for it that time.
The Orient Petroleum facilities, among other projects. Since then, some groups and states have been trying to lay claims to the ownership of the oil fields located in Anambra State. It is pertinent to recall that Orient Petroleum Resources PLC was formed during the government of Dr. Chinwoke Mbadinuju in 2001 and are located oil fields domiciled in Anambra State. Ngige, in 2003-2006, Anambra State government invested the sum of 100 million naira in the project. Under our government, between 2006 and 2009, with the vision and the belief in the positive impact of the project on the economy of the state and the country, we invested directly and indirectly the sum of 4,400 million naira. This investment bolstered the confidence of other investors to invest in the venture that made its commissioning a reality. I personally laid the foundation of the refinery. I've also visited the site severally since 2006 without any group or state interfering in its ownership as it's now.
So there's something about him as well, something that they have tried to diminish so much. And they have also tried to remove 8 years of Obaino as Anambra governor. The plunderer, the corrupted drunk who is currently living in America and standing trial for looting Anambra State, right? Squandered everything. So every time that, it's like every company that he brought to his state as governor, right, is always to encourage other people to invest there. It's been like having the state investing the state resources in those companies. Do you get that now? Like, oh, we have oil and gas. That's a very brilliant thing, right? You say you have oil and gas in your state, and there is a local oil and gas, company that is kind of like springing up in your state. How do you encourage them? This is your resources, right? This is your gas, right? I mean, your crude oil, Abi. So invest in it so that whatever profit it is making, the state is not just there collecting tax and what have you, like others collecting rent. You'll be sharing from wherever So that's kind of like a brilliant way. He's a business guy. You would agree. So, just a little bit of a flashback too, okay? Just to put a clip or 2 clips that debunk each other from the mouth of the same man, Soludo.
Your visit to Anambra State today, Mr. President, is historic and consequential. The last state visit by a president was in 2012, ostensibly to commission a brewery and another private enterprise. This visit is not just to commission projects. We have over 500 kilometers of roads, flyovers, bridges completed and waiting completion. I'm waiting for commissioning. We have over about 5 brand new general hospitals and world-class trauma center completed, equipped, and waiting for commissioning. We have new smart schools and water projects waiting for commissioning. New markets and bus terminal, etc., waiting for commissioning. Previously, we had insisted that only the users of our roads and projects should be the ones to commission them, and we have commissioned.
Obi announced government. Peter Obi, by the way, implemented the APGA manifesto and did well, because he referenced Peter Obi. Peter Obi relatively did well. He did the roads as an APGA governor, implementing APGA manifesto. And you're saying, things are in the economy. Let me tell you, for the records, Anambra State has the lowest unemployment of any state in Nigeria at 13%. National Bureau of Statistics, not Anambra State numbers. Anambra State has poverty rate declined from 53% under Peter Obi to 14.78 as at last year, National Bureau of Statistics.
And that is the same guy who now turned around and said, oh, he didn't know where the money is. Oh, they said Obi invested money. Well, I didn't see the money. Why would you see the money? Obaino 8 years. Don already squandered it and even tried to build an airport, Anambra airport, from what Peter Obi saved Abi. Now, like I said, there is politics and there is also agenda. You know, any hateful agenda that is now hidden behind the politics, the ideal thing is you can break them apart. People can't